Today, the Bank of Canada reduced their interest rate by 0.25%. And the Bank of Montreal believes that there could be two other rate cuts before spring 2026. So have we hit the bottom of the real estate market? Tune in to today's video to learn about what you should do as a buyer or a seller in today's market. But before we get into that, I just wanted to say that I appreciate watching this video. If you learned something new today, all I ask that you hit the like button or subscribe button down below. And if you want to book a call with me, you can click the first link in the description. All right, let's hop into it. So the Bank of Canada reduces their overnight rate by 0.25% today. Will that have any impact on today's market? Personally, I don't think so. And here's why. The Bank of Canada's overnight rate only affects variable rate mortgages. Now, are there some borrowers out there that do have a variable rate mortgage? Yes. And their interest rate should go down by about 0.25% today after the announcement from the Bank of Canada. But the majority of buyers that I'm working with are purchasing properties with a 3 or 5 year fixed rate. So today's announcement will have no effect on them. Now, currently, we're seeing interest rates in my market, according to mortgage brokers. Fixed rates are sitting at about around 4.4%, and variable rates should be down to about 4.2% after today's announcement, but it'll depend on the borrower and the financial institution. Now, for reference, in the spring of 2024, we purchased our first home, and we purchased that home at a 5.25% interest rate. It was a fixed mortgage at 5.25%. Right now, we're at about 4.3%, depending on the borrower. So if interest rates are almost 1% lower this year, how come people aren't going out and purchasing real estate? Well, in my opinion, it's due to a weaker economy. I talk to Canadians every single day, and people are putting their purchasing plans on hold to wait to see what happens with the economy. Canadians are worried about job losses and the cost of living, and that's preventing them from going out and purchasing real estate like they have in the past. Now, if the Bank of Montreal is correct in their prediction, and we will see an overnight rate of 2% by spring 2026, what should you do as a buyer or a seller given that information? If you're a first-time buyer and you're pre-approved and the right property pops up, it matches everything on your checklist, I don't think you should feel bad about purchasing that property. Now, yes, could it be cheaper in the spring? Absolutely. But if it's a detached property, it's not apples to apples. So that property might not be available in the spring. And if it's available this fall and it meets everything on your checklist and you're pre-approved, it's within the budget, do not feel bad about purchasing that property. Now, for people that have to sell a property, generally what I'll recommend is if you're upsizing, it's best to purchase in a market that's trending downwards. And if you're downsizing, it's best to purchase in a market that's trending upwards. Generally, that will increase the yield between your two properties. Now, if you're considering selling your property right now, generally there are about 6 weeks left in the fall market. Otherwise, it may be best to push your selling plans until the spring. Now, if the Bank of Montreal is correct in their prediction and the economy is significantly worse by spring 2026, you may get more money for your property in today's market compared to what you might get in the spring of 2026. Now, again, it's impossible to predict. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But if the Bank of Canada is forced to reduce their rate again and again before spring 2026, that means that the economy is in a rough situation and it's worse than it is currently. And from my experience, I'm seeing that may result in less buyers looking at your property in the spring of 2026. Well, that's all for me. I hope that helps. If you want personalized advice based on your situation, you can click the first link in the description to book a call with me. I'd love to chat with you a little bit more about your real estate plans. And if you like this video, you might like the video I made on how to sell your waterfront cottage. Click here to check it out. Take care.